Hell yeah, you know it, bro! You can't take me! Hello there. Welcome back to the show. And welcome back to another thrilling episode of Reviews from the Room. Well, what do you say we take a look at another piece of classical work of horror? This was a movie that was so famous, so barbaric, that it was banned in various parts of the country, and even in other parts of the world. A movie that is remembered for being horrific, being made by absolute maniacs. This is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Much like what the opening narration crawl before this movie begins says, we are about to enter a world of madness and the macabre. A film directed and written by Tobe Hooper, quite possibly his first film, and his most gruesome, most raw film to date. The opening itself tells you exactly what you are in store for. Utter madness. And the worst kind of horror to be witnessed by man. Forever. I remember even as a child these very images terrified me. And now I look upon them as the beautiful and gothic art that they are today, as they should be represented. Truly a masterpiece of a film. A film that makes you question the art of film and the art of horror. A film that makes you marvel in the brilliance of such a director who could make such a film. And also, it makes you wonder, what else could there be? And it... What the...
What was that? Moving on.
As I was saying, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is quite possibly one of the most realistic, raw... What in the bloody hell?
What the hell's going on here? That is clearly not Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that is something else! What is going on here? This was your doing, wasn't it? What is really going on here? Answer me, you. Don't give me that look. What is going on? I was going to review Texas Chainsaw Massacre for this episode. What? What do you want me to do? You are evil. Fine. We'll talk about both films. Will that make you happy? Good.
Yes, Hostel. This movie was executively produced by Quentin Tarantino and directed and written by Eli Roth, and is quite possibly one of the most violent and grotesque movies ever made. Well, one of them anyway.
Hostel was written and directed by Eli Roth, the same man who also made a little movie called Cabin Fever, and Hostel 2. This man is terrible. He is a hack. I have absolutely no respect for him. Mostly because a lot of his characters are all pretty much the same. Ignorant, stupid assholes. Every single one of them.
Let's get out of here, bro. Fuck you. Hey, you know what? I don't know why you guys are waiting. It's a fucking bag.
Oh yes.
Wall-to-wall fucking...
How truly charming. I love them all.
See, it's hard for me to care about this movie or really find it interesting when you really don't care about its characters. Especially when all they want to do is party and get drunk and fuck and smoke pot and fuck. And that's the movie in a nutshell. And the overly excessive violence, of course, as well.
Oh! Ouchie! And the grand finale.
Though, I will admit, this movie does have a few pretty interesting points to it.
I always wanted to be a surgeon.
This is about as interesting as the film gets. Is with this one character. And then, that's about where it goes. Sadly.
You see?
But sadly, it's ruined by the bad writing, the bad characters, and the terrible dialogue.
Take this scene for example.
Big spender. I love it. I just fucking love that shit. You know what they got for me? They told me they lined up something real special. I've been waiting for almost a week for this.
I don't know what it is.
50 grand, she better be worth it.
I've never cared for this actor.
It's supposed to be a real rush, right?
Mostly because every time I see him, he's playing the same stupid role.
Right?
A psycho asshole.
I've been all over the world.
That is Hostel. Not exactly a terrible movie, not as terrible as Cabin Fever was, but just not very good in general. Now, can I get back to my original point? Thank you. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it. Rated R.
Movie that is remembered for its over-excessive violence. And yet, all of the violence is not really shown. A lot of it is really left to the viewer's imagination.
Why, just take this scene for example. First opening scene of violence. See? No over amount of blood splatter, or nothing. Just the illusion of blood.
This movie does suffer from one pretty major flaw, though. There's no real writing to it. As far as from what I understand, a lot of the dialogue in this movie was heavily improvised, which shows when a lot of the characters just tend to repeat a lot of whatever it is they're talking about.
Take this scene for example.
You don't think it means anything?
We'll protect you if he tries to get you.
Nothing really happens.
He's gonna kill you, Frank.
Characters are just repeating an old conversation they were having.
It probably doesn't mean anything, huh?
You worry
And it's
too
gonna
much.
go from there.
Well, he couldn't find us anyway.
At least when they do it, though,
He
it does
doesn't
have
know
a
our names.
bit of
I gave him your name, Franklin. I told him where you
human
lived.
generosity
I even
to
gave him
it.
your zip code. He's gonna kill you.
Jerry.
And at least it doesn't drag on and on, like it would with most other films. It's subtle.
The killers seem to have no real motivation, but then again, since when did a homicidal maniac really need a reason to want to kill and eat people?
At the end, she manages to escape from the madness. Or does she? Ah, and here come her pursuers. Here's Tweedledee. And here comes Tweedledum. Nothing better than slashing a girl that's just on the roadside. Oh dear. Ooh, that had to hurt. Booyah, motherfucker! Double ouchie. An ending scene so intense you wonder whether or not she will make it. And she does escape with her life. Though, not with her mind. Yes, she never truly escapes. Sure, she lives, but her mind is lost. And as are we. Like all of them, we are lost forever in the madness.
And there you have it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A film that is very simple, very, very low budget, very interesting, and quite horrifying. And still, it has a lot of the scares to show through. And there you go. 2 films for the price of 1. I hope you enjoy. So, next time I'm choosing to up the ante. 3 films for 1 review. 1 filmmaker this time around. A man who is known as the master of scares. But I shall be the judge of that. Next time, Wes Craven, Nightmare on Elm Street, and People Under the Stairs, and Shocker. Stay tuned.